culture is evil and we should have nothing to do with it. We need to wake up. I never understood Martin Luther King. I really didn't. And for years, I know that the Martin Luther King time is coming. And it's coming for all of us. Those choices that we made in the 1940s and the 1930s, that people like Dietrich Bonhoeffer did, that people like Gandhi did, and the people like Martin Luther King in the 1950s and 60s, they had to make those choices. The choices that the Russians had to make in the 1980s in Poland, those times are coming, and they're coming for us. And I never understood, how's this going to play out? When is the wake-up call? It's right now. Right now is the time. And so if you want to continue to sit in your church and listen to that sweet lady talk about her testimony and how sweet that testimony is, and I know because it's sweet, and I've heard it a lot of times. I've heard how sweet her testimony is. You want to listen to somebody who says, you know what, and then I just said, yes, I accept Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior, and now I'm going to heaven. And if that's what you want to hear every Sunday over and over and over again, and then go home and watch football or whatever it is you do, then you go to your church. And if my church decides to do that, I'm not going to my church. I want action. I want to be told, when do we stand up? How do we stand up? I don't want to hate anybody. Paul didn't hate anybody. Paul was so humble. Hey, by the way, when you crucify me upside down. Because I'm not worthy to be crucified like him. Crucified? Geez, we don't want to even lose our reputation. We don't want to lose our job. We don't want to lose our friends. We don't want to make anybody uncomfortable in our own church. Our church should be the source of uncomfortability. You shouldn't be uncomfortable at church. The whole world should be uncomfortable when a Christian walks into the room. George, tell me this. How different are the Christians from non-Christians when it comes to morals and things in the world?
Yeah, the sad reality is, Glenn, I've been doing this for 30 years, and regularly we track the moral behaviors of people of all religions, no religions. I mean, we compare them all. And what we find is that pretty much across the board, religion makes no difference.
What is that?
That is no religion.
But you know what it is? People will say, but my religion makes me feel good. That's not the purpose of religion, to make you feel good. That's not the purpose of religion. It's to change the world. It's to be more Christ-like. And if we're no different, then why? This is what I said. Tanya said to me, she's not going to marry me unless we have a religion that we practice together. And she would come over to my house on Sundays, and she'd go to Mass, and I'd stay home and watch HBO. I'd watch a great rated R movie. I loved it. I would be great. Sunday morning was great for me. I didn't have to do anything. I could watch HBO. She would come home and she would tell me about all the people that she had seen that were cutting out of church early, or they were cussing in the parking lot or cutting somebody off. And she was always pissed. And she had spent all that time getting all dressed up and everything else, and I was in my pajama bottoms and a